morning and welcome to St. Paul's Evangelical Lutheran Church. Today is Thursday, March the 31st. Our Lenten reading for today is John 6:16 through 21. This is the fifth sign of John's Gospel. Jesus walks on water. When evening came, the disciples went down to the sea, got into a boat, started across the Sea of Capernaum. It was now dark, and Jesus had not yet come to them. The sea became rough because a strong wind was blowing. When they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and coming near the boat, and they were terrified. But he said to them, "It is I, do not be afraid." Then they wanted to take him into the boat, and immediately the boat reached the land towards which they were going. John's Gospel has many of the same stories that the other three Gospels have, but he has an entirely different style of writing. John often intends his words to have several different meanings. John is the only Gospel to state in this story that it was now dark. Does this mean more than it was dark outside? Probably. John uses the word dark several times in his gospel to describe desperate times, utmost evil, or total chaos. Because of its geography, storms in the Sea of Galilee can be very fierce. The Sea of Galilee is below sea level, and so when the warm air blows in from the Mediterranean Sea, and it hits the colder air flowing south, it can cause some fierce storms. When they saw Jesus walking on the water, they were afraid, and Jesus states, "It is I, do not be afraid," meaning it is I, God, the I am. In Exodus chapter 3, when Moses was talking to God at the burning of the bush, he said to God, "If I come to the Israelites and say to them, 'The Lord your God of your ancestors have sent me to you,' and they asked me, 'What is his name?' what shall I say to them?" God said to Moses, "I am who I am." He said further, "Thus you shall say to the Israelites, 'I am has sent me to you.'" John uses "I am" many times in his gospel. Here Jesus says, "It is I, do not be afraid." Also later in chapter 6, he states, "I am the bread of life, and I am the living bread that comes down from heaven." In other chapters in John, Jesus says, "I am the light of the world. I am the true vine. Very truly I tell you, before Adam was, I am. I am he." John is telling the people, Jesus is God. I think what John is trying to get across to us is, there will be dark times. We will go through storms such as death of a loved one, loss of a job, serious illness, cancer, heart disease, divorce. There are too many storms that we go through to list them all. But Jesus will walk through the storms with us, not around the storm, but through the storm with us until we get safely to the other side, if we let him in. He will be with us always. We just need to ask and believe. I'm going to close with the first verse of the hymn, "Open Our Eyes, Lord." Open our eyes, Lord. We want to see Jesus, to reach out and touch him and say that we love him. Open our ears, Lord, and help me listen. Open our eyes, Lord. We want to see Jesus. Go in peace. Have a great day. and I hope you see Jesus in what you do today. Thanks.